This is a 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range all-wheel drive. Specifically, this is my Tesla Model 3 long range all-wheel drive, and I'm a self-proclaimed petrolhead, always have been since I was little, and this is kind of a bit of a shock to me as well, to be honest. But a little while ago I did a video on why I think that this is one of the best used car buys that you can pick now, especially in the EV market, and I'm here to explain to you why I've done it and that this is my new daily driver. Now don't worry, there's going to be petrol car content, and of course I cover all sorts of new EVs and ICE engine cars as well. And yes, I'm well aware that there's lots of controversy around Musk, around Tesla in general, and this is causing the market to fluctuate a little bit, but around 20 grand will get you a really nice one of these, and potentially a little bit more get you into a early Model Y as well, and there's loads and loads of benefits to doing so. So I'm here to explain a little bit about why. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about where I got this car. Now, I've teamed up with a dealership called Players Cars Premium, and they have been amazing at sourcing this car for me. I reached out to Elliot and literally said to him, I want a black Model 3 long range, and it has to have white interior, which is a slightly rare option. But he found it for me in a matter of days, and what's more, you don't have to deal with them by email. There's no waiting around for emails. They're available 24/7 on WhatsApp and Instagram DMs, and it's made such a difference to the buying experience. There's a real personal touch there, and it made the process really simple for me. Not only that, but 7.5% APR, which is one of the lowest in the country right now on the used car market, let's be honest, as of recording. Even if the car that you want is not in stock, they will find it for you. They've already found two of my mates a car, and it's been a seamless process for all of them, and I cannot recommend them enough. It's been the best buying experience of my whole journey in this YouTube space and in buying cars in general since I started driving. So I'm super happy to have them on board as a partner for the channel, and no, they're not paying me to say this, but check them out in the description below. Tell them that I sent you, and they will find you the perfect car at the right price. So let me talk you around my Tesla. So this is a black dual motor long range all-wheel drive with the white interior, and I absolutely love this spec. It looks really good. It is a little bit dirty out here in this light at the moment, but I have just removed the aero wheel trims, which are in the boot. I will show you that now. It came with them, which is always nice to have as an option. So there they are, they're all just sitting in there. It's quite a deep boot in here, to be fair. But yeah, electric tailgate, of course, and I've just removed those, and I've put on these kind of lug nut covers and these Tesla center caps, which I found on Amazon for about 12-13 quid, which is an absolute bargain. But yeah, it looks great. You've got the pillarless doors and the white interior on this spec one, which I think really makes it look really classy. And of course, yep, frameless windows there. This is a slightly later model, so it has the laminated front glass. You've got those two there. On the newer Model 3s, you do get that on the back as well, but not this one, unfortunately. And yeah, stepping inside, you can see, look at this white leather. This needs a bit of a clean here, but I literally have just got it today. And you've got that nice big pan roof. In the back, you've got plenty of space as well. This is set up in my driving position at 6 foot, slightly reclined, and you've got a nice flat load floor, and of course USB-C charging back here. And again, a lovely white bench. It's all in really nice shape. Alcantara on the doors, and you've got like your window switches, and then you've got your door release button. It all looks really good. The sound system in these is incredible as well. The long range all-wheel drive models come with the upgraded sound system, which does make a big difference. And yeah, overall, I'm really chuffed with the spec. I think it looks really good. And like I said, 20 grand at the moment. So in terms of what I actually paid, so this is on finance, and I paid about 2 grand deposit, which is what I got out of my Audi TT. And I'm doing around £280 a month roughly as a guide. So that is not bad at all for a car of this caliber. I think 370 odd horsepower. You can see that the bugs have been absolutely mulched by this thing as it was delivered to me over a few hundred miles this morning on the motorway, and I think it just looks really good. I think it's a really nice, classy looking car, and I'm really happy with it. Why did I go for this over anything else? Well, let me just tell you about the kind of what else you get in that price range. Of course I could look at hot hatches, of course I could look at some older performance stuff, but when you consider stuff like Audi S5, BMW M4, they're all slightly older now. That generation, sort of a 2017, 2018, you can't really finance them anymore in a very sensible way. You'd lose a lot of money in them. And electric cars, trust me when I say this, electric cars are a much nicer daily driving experience because you've got the one pedal driving on this. You can just use the one pedal. The option to warm it up or cool it down through the app with the climate control. There's so many perks to having an EV. Not only that, but this will cost me less than £10 to charge at home. And that's going to get me over 300 miles of range, close to 350 miles of range, which is a massive saving over like a 70, 80 quid tank of fuel. So that is that. So let's take you on a little trip inside the car then, just so I can show you how things work in here. Super simplistic interior. Of course, in this one, we have the white leather. So we've also got the white package in terms of the dash trim as well, which you can change out. There's some places that do like carbon fiber trims and stuff, but I do think it provides a nice contrast, especially as there is no option for ambient lighting in here. And all of the controls are controlled by these two wheels on the steering wheel, so you can control things like volume and shortcuts, but you can also program these and change them so that you can move your mirrors and do all sorts of things. You can control the position of the steering wheel using these within this app here. So I've currently got Spotify open here, but you've got all your apps in here. So you've got stuff like your arcade, you can play games on here. You've got, if you go into theatre mode, you've got Netflix, YouTube and Twitch, and you can get Disney Plus as well. There's so much to choose from, and yeah, you've just got an absolute tidal wave of gadgets to play with. It's just fantastic at being able to find the charging network for you and just being really super easy thing to learn to use. It's really very iPad like this, and yes, there's not many physical controls, but thankfully in this one you do still have the stalk for the gear select and your normal indicators as well. Got some wireless charging pads here, loads of storage everywhere. You've got your cup holders. Overall, it's just a super nice place to sit. And they seem to be holding their money as well, because people really want these and they really make good use of them. It just seems to really hold its money, and even higher mileage ones still have good battery health, so they're not really a pain to buy on the used market. The only thing that I would watch out for is what I'm experiencing here, which is this sagging on the steering wheel. This is something they did cover under warranty, but be careful, if your warranty is expired, they might not sort this out for you. This is something that I can't wait to show my dad, emissions mode. Let's go fart on turn signal. Why is that in here? I really don't know. But see, and here we are watching Netflix in the car. Like you can see, it is a little bit laggy at times on certain apps with this Intel Atom based processor. The newer Teslas are quicker than this. And I do really love as well that I can just go onto the app and I can do stuff like go onto the climate controls, defrost the car, you know, set the temperature, open the windows, all that good stuff. And you've got rear heated seats on here. You can turn the heated seats on and off. It's just such an easy process. I have all my charge stats on here as well, so you can see I've only spent £13 on charging so far since having the car, and that's got me a range of probably around 400 miles in total. Let's say 22 grand, and then let's go back. And what I want to do is I want to set the engine power. I'm going to do minimum engine power 300. Let's say we want a quite powerful vehicle. And it has to be an automatic, just because obviously ease of use. So there's quite a few cars, 9,217 cars. Let's have a little look to see what comes up. So straight away we've got stuff like A35 AMG. Now these are really nice, and it's something that I would have considered potentially, but 30 MPG, something like that, which is similar to what I was getting before. 440i again, that's kind of a great car to have, but 2017, so it's slightly too old to finance probably on PCP. Audi e-tron, I did look at these as well. These are really nice. They're quite large cars, they're kind of Q8 size, but the range on these used is like less than 200 miles, which has a big trade-off, and they're not as efficient either as the Teslas. So even though it's got more space in it, you know, I don't think it's really worth having. So let's go minimum year, let's go 2020, so it's a newer car. And you watch now, this will change the results quite dramatically to mostly EV. EQCs, I-Paces, Teslas, and e-trons. And like I said, the e-tron, the range is quite poor. The I-Pace, I'm not too keen on personally. Polestar 2 is a good option potentially. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I've driven one, and I just think for the money, the Tesla is a better deal. But it's definitely an option to contend with. Like, they're still quite good cars. But yeah, again, then you start to see Tesla, e-tron, Tesla, Polestar, I-Pace, Tesla, I-Pace, Tesla, EQC. Again, the EQC I do quite like as well, but they are quite expensive and they are more to insure supposedly. I like the look of them, but again, they're not the most efficient cars and the range isn't that great. So it just all kept coming back to Tesla. And the other thing you've got to consider as well is the Tesla supercharger network is just so good. Like, it's so easy to just plug your car in and not have to faff about with anything. The app just knows that you're charging, automatically charges your account for it. It's the easiest, fastest and most reliable public charging network in my experience. So in the Model 3 then, and this kind of goes to show the sort of driving I do day to day. I'm sitting in relatively slow traffic, stop start, pottering around, and I do this sort of thing all the time, and it drives me bonkers and I hate it. But it's one of the things with living in the city, you know, it's just how it is really. And having one pedal drive is such a massive convenience for this sort of driving, and it makes it such a pleasure, especially when it's like cold and miserable in the winter and that kind of thing. I don't want to be out doing sporty driving. There's a guy there with an MX-5 and he's got the top down and I'm sure he's having a great day. But if I'm just commuting and sitting in traffic, I really don't want the hassle. We're talking big power in this one, around 370 horsepower, all-wheel drive. So realistically, you're looking at 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds-ish. It's really, really rapid, more so than any other car that I've owned before. And it's real world performance. Obviously, being all-wheel drive, you can really just plant it in any situation and it just deals with it, which is really nice. And that's something I really liked about my Audi. And granted, I do miss ripping through the gears and hearing that engine note. I do really miss that, and that's something that I will always cherish in any petrol car, especially as a kind of a petrol head and a car enthusiast. But just the trade-offs for that is the fact that I was spending £200 to £300 a month in fuel, and that's pretty much my finance bill on this, and it's almost free motoring because, you know, I charged this last night and it cost me like £5 to get a full charge out of it, and I'm showing a current range estimate of over 300 miles. It's like just a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it, really? And no, actually, these older Teslas aren't quite the most refined in the cabin. Yes, this one does have the acoustic glass on the front, but only the front. It's only the newest models that get that on the back as well. So that's just something to bear in mind. But the good thing about Tesla is they do very frequent software updates to the cars. Like, for example, I'm indicating now and I've got the blind spot cameras that come up, which were always built into the car, but the software update meant that happened. So it's something that means that you get features that are unlocked further down the line, which is really nice. It's a bit like when you've got an iPad and you get a software update and it just adds all these new quirks and features that become quite useful in your day-to-day. This is a similar experience, and not many other cars really do that. Yes, you do get over-the-air updates in things like a Kia or a Hyundai, but they're not quite as comprehensive. I'm not even suggesting that I would buy one of these new, because I probably wouldn't at sort of the 40, 50 grand mark. It's just that at 20, it's such a bargain, and it's always going to be an internal battle. But you know what? I think it's just one of those things. I'm very lucky to be in the position, thanks to you guys actually, that I can have a second car, so I can have a, you know, like a petrol sort of weekend car, like a project car to work on. So I've currently got the Saab, which I do really thoroughly love to bits. I absolutely adore Saab, and I think it's such a great car. But I might potentially chop that in for something manual, a bit sportier, so that I've got sort of a weekend toy that I can tinker with. But there is something joyful about the simplicity of this. I know that when I get in this, it's just gonna do what it says on the tin. Like, I walk up to the car, I open it without even having a key because my phone's on me, get in the car. As soon as I get in the car sets to my profile because it knows that it's me based on my phone. It puts the seat to where I want it to be, it puts the climate control to where I want it to be, and it automatically starts my music up on Spotify because Spotify is baked into the system and the car has its own internet connection. And it's also a car that encourages me to just slow down and relax. Like, yes, this is ballistic fast, but when I'm sitting in traffic just cruising along and I've got all this instant talk available to me that comes in surges, I don't feel the need to be revving and making the car make noises and this kind of sporty driving feel that I would in my other cars. So there's something to be said about that, I think, as your daily driver. And I think that's the key here, is this is my daily driver. It's not like my dream be-all and end-all car. It's just something that is super, super nice to live with. I hope, if nothing else, this has encouraged you to explore something like this as an option if you were a little bit skeptical beforehand. Because, you know, it does open your eyes to it when you experience it. And I've had a few people get in this car who are like, oh, I don't get the Tesla thing. And they get in and they have a play around with it and they just kind of go, yeah, do you know what, I kind of get it now. And I just encourage you to do the same, because I felt the same as well. And I thought I was going to be miserable without Apple CarPlay. I thought that I was going to be miserable without a petrol soundtrack. But as a day-to-day driver, this is absolutely ideal for me. And of course, I'm going to be enjoying thrashing around in loud petrol cars as well, because that's who I am at my heart. But yeah, it's just, as a financial investment and as something that just makes sense, This is really a hard thing to pass up when you start looking at the classifieds. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks once again to Elliot at Players Cars Premium for dealing this car for me, sorting it all out in such a short space of time, and exactly what I wanted. So if you're after a new car, no matter what it is, doesn't have to be an electric car, it could be any car you like. Get in touch with them below, tell them that I sent you, and that will help both me and it will get you, hopefully, the car of your dreams. So thank you guys so much for watching, and take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.